Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
What's up, friends? Welcome back to the TV Terminal. My name is Adam Vale, senior editor over at the Koalition.com.
My name is Lawrence, aka A Punk with Toys, on all the social medias.
And we are back with Soul Horses, Season 5, Episode 3, Tall Tales. And we were debating this, and I'm sure you, the viewers, after watching this episode, that whole story, we'll get into the whole review and all this, but just wondering, was it BS? That Lamb gave that whole story about the spy and the torture? I say yes. I think that's why the title of this episode, Tall Tales, implying that was a tall tale.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? Makes sense. Just wanted to get that out of the way instead of going through the whole thing, because I think that's why they did it. Who knows? They could always throw a twist, as I was mentioning before we start recording. Yeah, we knew it was coming back for Season 6, but it looks like it got approved for Season 7. And as we know, Gary Oldman said he'll keep doing this till the day he dies. He loves this role. We love watching him. He had some of the best lines in this entire series in this episode.
Yeah, but this was a very this was a filler. I feel like this is one of those episodes that could have been broken down, and
really
the important stuff could have been put in different episodes.
See, I don't think it was so much of a filler as it just brings up more questions. Not so much about the main plot. We get it. It's some kind of terrorist group going out, and it has to do with climate change. As we see, they're grabbing all these people and that are in need, or like the homeless guy and stuff like that we'll get into. But our main question, and I'm sure the viewers are trying to figure out, what's up with the agents talking down and beating and treating the people over at Slough House as if they're criminals? They're still part of MI5. Why are they treated this way?
I have many questions, because I quickly watched through 4 seasons to get up here, and every single season, these people here in Soul House, they solve things that the other MI5 agents don't seem to do, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so
especially the last.
Here they're like constantly like kicked to the curb. And this one, it's very confusing, and why they're treating them the way that they are. Like, they're acting like they're the criminals, like they're suspects, when clearly, if anything, I think Tavernar would know that Lamb is not a terrorist, or
it doesn't make much sense. I understand grabbing Ho because of the connection, Tara, the assassination attempt. I get all that, but like you said, to lock them all in there and have the agents treat them like they're criminals in a way. It's like, oh, you can't leave for what? Well, Emma is doing her thing and Mom is doing her thing, so you just have to stay here.
Even if they did that, they can't be on the computers. They can't.
No,
there's nothing they can do. They can't watch TV. They can't have their phones. Although JK has his phone. Yeah. Like,
to the podcast, got to keep the podcast. He's listening to the terminal
because of how he is. The other thing, again, remember, we have figured out some of the issues, but we're never really told, other than for River, why they're here. Everyone is sent here for a reason, right? We know Roddy is just a prick that no one can stand, and we know why River's there. From episode 1.
Landish wasn't her drinking. That was the issue, right? I think that's what they had said. That's why she was there. Shirley, the drugs. Marcus before had gambling problems.
Yeah,
that was their thing. But for JK, he just walked in. I think it was around the same time that Shirley and Marcus showed up, and he had the hood on him and just went into a corner. And I was like, oh, well, is he supposed to be? I guess he's supposed to be. Whatever. Of course, Lamb must know, but
he had issues with. That's the reason why he has to listen to the podcast. Like, he understands people, but it sounds like he's a hothead.
We'll see. He's useful, as we've seen even in the last episode. That knife. What was it called? Oh man,
push knife.
The push knife. Yes, the push knife. He's a character. But hey, we're gonna get into it. So again, thanks again for everybody who's been following and sticking along with us here on the channel. Of course, with this show, we cover along with Tulsa King and Gen V and all the other shows. It's great that people have jumped aboard, subscribed, comment when they feel like it. Hey, you're all here. We're all here covering these shows, talking shows. Feel free to throw in your comments. You got your thoughts, theories, whatever. It's a safe space. Just go ahead, dump it in. Let us hear, especially when it comes to why these agents are treating this whole crew at Slough House the way they are, because that really didn't make much sense to us.
I'm not a fan of this Wells character, and I don't think you're supposed to be. But the way she acts and the way she treats people, it doesn't make any sense.
Talking down old man and all that. It's like, oh, why? Why are you treating him like he's a perp? That he's a boss.
Not only is he a boss, he's one that has solved many cases. I mean, they pretty much said he was like the best.
Yeah, he was the best.
And I think we all know why. Again, if you watch the other series or the other shows, you understand why he's there. Mm-hmm. He was told to do something, and that's when he went his separate ways. And I think that was his downfall.
Yeah.
When he took her, when he took care of Standish's boss, which is something he still hasn't said. He finally told her that he was, a traitor, but he didn't say that he was the one that, that they killed him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right. So let's get into this. All right. So starts off with Ho over at the park. Right, they have them now.
We're getting the reports of all these explosions and everything, and we're seeing all the smoke and everything. And then it quickly jumps to the at the park. They're all gathering reports on what's happening. It's. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens like quickly, and so they're getting all the reports and that there's smoke happening here, and that there were some explosions, and then quickly we come back to the terrorists that are in a parking garage, and you can see, I think it was 2 big plumes of smoke around the city.
Looks like gas stations is their target, right? The petrol stations. That's what they kept saying. It was like, oh, the petrol stations are blowing. I think there was 3 of them that they said had blown up at this point.
I thought they said 3, but I only noticed 2 like big smokes.
Big smokes.
So maybe that's just the angle that they were at.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So then, So then they had Ho. So then they had Ho, and they're over here trying to interrogate him and ask him all these questions. I'm still trying to figure this out with why the character Roddy Ho is acting like a complete idiot.
You had mentioned a couple times, like, all right, this has gone a little too far, and I was like, that's just how he's just an arrogant prick. This episode is just like, all right, dude, like, all right, like, if he's this clueless, then make him on the spectrum if that's what you want. If he's just so smart, make him on the spectrum, but don't make him where he's just like this really weird, arrogant guy that really thinks like he didn't do no wrong and that this girl is still like in love with him. It's gone a little too far for what the show is. That's what it fits in The Office, right? It fits in The Office, like that type of character.
I mean, once they're dragging him in, he's already mouthing off. We get into more when he has the one-on-one, which went pretty long, and I get that's where the filler also comes in, because so many times they cut back and forth with Mum and Ho, and it's still the back and forth with him, just still in his head believing that Tara was a real person that was in love with him and all that stuff. But we get First Chair that's there. He gets a call, and it turns out that it's the reporter that was out there with him jogging and blaming him for all this, saying, hey, if you weren't so busy running around chasing skirts, none of this would happen. And he hangs up. Whatever. He's tired of this. But he's stressed out because he has a feeling that there's going to be some dirt that's going to come out about him, especially with Gimbel's wife being a reporter.
I'm wondering where that story arc is going. Is that something that really needs to be introduced?
Oh, I think it's going that he's going to have to step down or leave. And this is how Mum gets up there. I think this is where it's playing that role.
And again, anyone that watched Battlestar Galactica,
Based on a true story, yep.
Yeah, based on a true story,
Mm-hmm.
the sci-fi version.
Okay.
You know, the character that he plays, he eventually becomes the president, and he's acting the exact same way. Like it's like, I don't know, maybe he can only has like one acting ability.
No. Maybe that's what the director wanted. They were like, all right, how do you want me to act? The role that you played in Battlestar, can you do that?
It's almost the exact same.
There you go. That works.
He's in charge, but he isn't in charge because he doesn't know, you know, he doesn't have what would you say, the balls to make make decisions. So
that's the whole Keanu Reeves thing, right? Isn't it that he's always still playing the same from Bill and Ted? Has he really evolved?
I don't know. They said that, but I mean, I wouldn't say like.
I think, I don't see it, but hey, that's always a running joke. I think people just like saying that. They just like saying
that. But like when he got into like he's in the action, like that's not Bill and Ted, and you know, people say the same thing about Will Ferrell, which I'm sorry, like I don't see that.
Yeah, that is true.
But so again, we're just as we're watching this whole Roddy thing, it's just like it's not. I don't know. It's become more annoying than anything. And it's like, all right, come on, dude. Like, but
so we get back with the Slough house, and we see that there was Emma gets on the phone with, what was it, Wells over there, basically telling them that, hey, hold them down. They can't do anything. Just lock them down.
Yeah, don't let them leave.
Don't get it.
No, we're not there yet, is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a first call. At least that's what I have here in my notes. That was when she called, because we see with the crew, they're all in there. Remember, they were talking about where she was asking, where's Shirley?
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah. And they were just trying to make it, we sent her out for breakfast. That was before you got here. We didn't know we had guests coming, that whole thing.
So this is where I have an issue, because if she just went out to breakfast and she hasn't been back yet, how are they already back at the park and Roddy is like stuck in this, not even a cell, he's just in like a basement or something, and he's acting all delusional, and they said, how long has he been doing this, right? Like, time is not adding up here.
Well, she went to get booze, as we know, when she does show up.
Okay,
so who knows how far that liquor store could be, 4 or 5 blocks.
Either way,
been timing. Could have been.
They talk about how long Roddy has been in there acting this way, and he would have to get back
20 minutes. I think that's what they said at the time. Yeah. All right. So reach your time, reach your math, reach your time. That's what's going on here. We can't put all this the timing of when she walked out, and then they stormed in.
Yeah.
And then Mom grabbing Ho, getting back in the car, going. I don't think the park is that far, though. I could have swore there was one episode where they had to go to the park and they did a tracking shot and they leave, and it's like maybe 2 or 3 blocks, and they were there. I don't think they're that far. So if they ever have to go there for whatever reason, because remember, they're still part of it. It's more of like, hey, you're demoted. You're hanging out in this spot. So that's my theory. That's my theory.
I don't know. There's some things that don't seem to add up. If you guys know, please let us know. It just seems the timing again. I understand that, but maybe there should have been another explanation of, hey, why Shirley hasn't been here? You know, why has Dander been gone for so long, or did she really go out just for breakfast? Because who stays out for that long bringing breakfast back?
But River tries to call, gets on the phone, but he can't really talk because obviously Wells is there asking for the phones and questioning and all this stuff. And Shirley gets a call. She's running across the street. They're basically trying to give her a heads up not to come back because of what's happening here. But there goes that.
But she does.
She does. It's too late. It's done. What's done is done.
But during this time, JK starts kind of he's been kind of saying, hey, this is the 3rd step and this is the 4th step. Now we're at the 5th step, and he starts kind of explaining what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
And they don't believe him.
That bringing down like the society type of deal. 4th was what, media, right?
Yep.
And we'll get into when that starts, and then 5th would be going after figureheads like
Yeah.
politicians.
So they're causing distractions right now. It's tying up the media, so the media is completely distracted, and that's everything that they have been doing so far. Again, going back to what I said about the movie Jack Reacher, where he assassinates numerous people to try and take out one person that they wanted. Right? It wasn't, it wasn't to take out all those people. It was to create a distraction.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they're doing here, at least what it seems like.
Yeah, because we see those same terrorist guys. They find a guy on the street begging for money. It says, "Hey, we can give you some money if that's what you want, but it looks like you want drugs." They show him some drugs. Like, all you have to do, and they show him the canister, is deliver this.
Yep.
And there you go. Next, back over at the park, they're trying to figure things out, and then they hear a big explosion. Well, before they hear the big explosion, we see Chair One talking to the attorney of the agency, trying to get things in motion that, hey, some dirt might come out about me, and from Gimbel's wife and the whole thing. And he just wants to know if he can take care of it. And I was like, well, I'm here for the agency. Well, I'm part of the agency, because he's basically saying you need to get a private attorney. But he's trying to push that aside. And then we hear this explosion. I mean, we already know what's going on here, but what we didn't know, it wasn't a petrol station this time. This time it was at a zoo. And someone posted up a video, the tiger. I heard an elephant. I heard there was a tiger,
but there's a tiger there.
But the crazy part is, it was for penguins. It was in the penguins part. I mean, what do they sound like? It's been a long time since I've been to the zoo, so I don't even know. But they said, hey, it's the penguins. The penguins. They attacked the penguins.
Well, they probably, again, you don't want to blow up a tiger den and release tigers or apes, right? Bears. You don't want to release them. So,
and the reason why we're dwelling on it, and someone's like, "Oh, what does it matter to the zoo?" It's because the show kept focusing on penguins. Remember? Like, the penguins, the penguins, the penguins. I just thought it was just a zoo. That's, hey, all right, zoo families are there. This is going to be big, but no, they kept dwelling on the fact that penguins.
Everyone
penguins.
loves the penguins, and
everyone loves penguins,
right? And you go to the zoo, you watch the penguins. They swim around,
they swim. They do their little waddle.
They're flightless birds. I mean,
have a little pouch.
But the one thing that we get is lamb farting.
Holy moly!
And he pretty much clears the room. But they won't let anyone leave.
Oh, man.
And he says, like, it was mostly a fart.
Exactly. He was like, my acid reflux, and it's like, and they go on him. It's not the first time he's done this. So many times. There's so many.
Got the lights on for the spraying. He's like, you better keep that close. And and then finally he says, hey, I need to go to the bathroom. And this is where we have, she follows him. So while he's in there, he looks for the gun.
Yeah.
And I think we see why, because he was going to break out. He was going to break them all out.
Again, a gun to point to a fellow agent? What is happening?
Well, this is what I don't understand. Like, says, if you're looking for the gun underneath the toilet,
yeah, it's in the toilet bowl.
Whatever.
The tank, the toilet tank, as we know, the water tank. We've seen Godfather.
Yeah. Why are you searching? Like you're an agency. Like, first off, I keep asking, why do these people not have guns? Unless if they're the IT department, right? They're all MI5 agents.
Yeah.
So Roddy's maybe the only one I'm not giving a gun. Well, I'm not giving him a gun no matter what. He can run around with one of his toy swords.
He's a mess. Roddy's a mess.
And she's like, if you're looking for that, he's like, it's not what I was looking for. But clearly that's what he was. He tries putting and he's in there for a while. And during this is when we see or hear about the penguin things, the penguin explosion going off. And this is where Flight comes in there. I'm a Flight. She comes in and says a bomb went off, and he's like, it wasn't that bad.
Oh man. That was, hold on, I got that.
Hurry up! You must be finished by now.
Bomb's gone off.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad.
Regent's Park Zoo. I'm heading down there. I've left Johnson upstairs to watch them. Keep them in hard lockdown. No comms. And don't...
So again, why? What have they done? Why is Flight like? Why is she not asking anything? Right? She is not asking any questions to Taverner. Like, wait, why are they here?
If let's say their lives were in danger, if that was the case, then just say it. Hey, we're doing this to protect you. We understand they're after Ho, but what if they're also going to go after you guys? They can't get him. They're going to go after everyone else. This is for your protection. If that is the case, take the whole group to the park, right?
And earlier, before all of this, Lamb was explaining that, the same person that shot at Roddy also assassinated the terrorist, the guy, the political guy that shot up. And they're like, "What are you talking about?" Like, "Oh yeah, she didn't tell you, huh?" Yeah, it's the same gun. And from your, and then he says, "Flight knew, right?" And he said, "Yep, just from your expression, you don't want to say anything." So they're keeping stuff from Wells too.
Oh man, all of this is something else is going on here.
But anyway, so they take off. Now they're in lockdown.
I think this is when we get Joffrey, right? That's this other politician.
We get Taverner talking or asking Roddy about Tara. And she really goes off, and he is just like, "She's in love with me." And then he's like, "This makes sense.
I can't.
This makes sense that like she was I forget what was the term they used.
A honey catcher or honey picker. Honey picker. I think that's what it was.
And
sorry, honey trapper. Honey trapper.
Yeah. She fell in love with me, and that's why they're trying, that it was an angry ex that came after me. Like, and again, Taverner's just like, "You're an idiot."
No, because she knows the history and said he's never had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's why she keeps asking if he's part of the incel community, all this stuff. He's like, "Hey, we have your records. Stop with the shenanigans of making it seem like you're this Don Juan." He threw all these names out, right? He's in his own fantasy world of all this that is happening. All these girlfriends. I was like, no, we can tell you. You've had just the AI bot thing, the phishing attempt in the last season. Then before that, a bunch of harassing. He found some people online, started harassing, and they had to like.
I think the funniest part was you have subtitles on, so I'm reading all his names that he's giving off, and you're like,
yeah, he's just in his own world to the point that he's starting to believe it. And it's clear that he does believe it, because at first I'm like, all right, once he gets put under the pressure, here it is. You're at the park. You got the number 2, your mom over here grilling you. This is it. Come clean. Just say everything. No, he's still like, she loves me. He starts talking about this pretty woman scenario. Oh, this makes sense now. These people they're pissed at her because she fell in love with me. And this, it's like, no. And we'll just get that whole part out of the way, because there was a lot of back and forth into this, but we could just dumb it down, because the end result is that he still is clueless, but they did get some info, because they were like, all right, what does she know about you? Well, she knows that I could hack MI5. Why? How did she know that? Well, I did it in front of her.
They tell him, "Hey, we know that we don't even ask her name. She gave the wrong address. You told her you're MI5," and he says, "Hey, you're allowed to give your spouse's MI5. You're allowed to tell your spouse that you're MI5." And she is so much more. She's my soulmate. Which right then, like, I feel like, get out what we know and then just execute this guy, because he's an idiot.
That's it. It's done. It's just
and then he said, "Hey, I showed her how quickly I could hack MI5. MI5.
He has the fastest hands, right? Fastest fingers." He was like, "Yeah, write that down." That type of deal. Like, again, you think this is funny?
Yeah. But he says, "I never left her alone. Oh, except when I went to go get food, but only for a few seconds. And that's all I needed." And there's like, you need to figure out exactly if someone's been in here, who she is. We need to know who she is right now.
All right, right off the bat, what do you think is the end result for this character? I say he goes to jail. He goes to jail. That's it. They lock him up. He's no longer on this probation or part of Slough House, and none of that. You're gone. You're done. You're a fool. You just, even if they solve all this, you can't defend this. You can't just say, "Well, come on, he's good." No, he's their IT guy, and he's just.
I guess we'll have
in
to
his
see
own
where it
world.
leads. The one thing that I can say about this show, they don't have a problem eliminating people that were essential from the beginning.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that, Lamb and River will not meet their demise at all. They're the ones that will be there for the long haul.
Interesting, really. I think just Lamb. I could put River out there. I could see him going.
I think the show is based
Lisa,
on
Landish,
River.
all of them.
See, I think this show is River's show. Lamb is just taking over.
Well, based off the books. Remember, this is all based off of novel. It's always been about Lamb. So from what I understand, shout out to people that read the books. I have not read the books. I read a little bit of the first one, but when the show first started. But from what I've read after that, just from people talking, it's like, oh, this has always been about Lamb. Yeah, River plays a big part in some of these books because each book follows a different story and they do their whole thing. But the core, the glue of all this is Lamb. So. He's a star. He's the star of the show. He's a star. He's always been the star. If you look even from the first cover of when they promoted this, it's always him on the front. This is not like a Family Matters with Urkel in the background. It's like, no, oh shoot, he's
the star, but the show is River's show for the most part. It's his redemption arc, right?
Well, that first episode, that's what they imply. Like, oh, this is him trying to work his way back into the park.
It's his redemption arc throughout this, it's basically saying the only reason why he's here is because of his grandfather.
Yeah, that was a whole thing.
So,
yeah, I could see some of that, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Wouldn't be the first time I'd be wrong. But anyway, so that's basically we find out why it is that they are looking for Roddy, right? And you want to eliminate Roddy, the terrorist, because he can kind of spill everything that's happened.
Well, clearly he is clueless on even how to do that correctly because he sees everything completely different. And maybe if they would have known that, they wouldn't have even gone after him. Yeah, because like, hey, no one's going to believe him anyway.
But then we end up at Tyson and Joffrey going to the assembly hall. I'm assuming it's the assembly hall for their debate. Yep. And we find out that the other guy he's not coming, right?
Gimble backed out.
Yeah, so Gimble backed out.
Too much going on with the world and the bombings and stuff.
And as they're talking about this stuff, we find out the guy that, I don't know if he bought it or whatever, but he took the original canisters and he was the one who cut his way in and took the picture, is Joffrey's son.
Yeah.
And they arrest him right there. Now, how did he get that far in?
Well, he's the son. He's the son.
Okay. Well, son or not, they had to go through security, which meant he was already in there, went through security, and all of a sudden, at that moment is when security is arresting him.
Well, he gave himself up. That was the whole thing. Because they were like, oh, we're arresting. Remember, they were like, all right, we're arresting him now. And it's like, what do you mean arrest? Wait, because of the connections with the bomb.
Okay,
he's like, that's a mistake. It's like, no. And then that's when they took his phone out. So
I thought they had just seen it. Like, hey, be on the lookout for this guy.
Oh, no. He went in there to confront, to just pretty much blame his dad. Remember, he was like, oh, plastic's killing us and we don't need another plastic politician. And it's all because of you. And he puts his hands up. He's like, this is it. He just wanted. And that's why the dad was like, you're doing this to embarrass me. That's why you're doing this.
He's doing a lot.
Oh, yeah, he's doing a lot. I mean, this is going to be messy.
So this kind of comes to the end here. And we have, we're back at Slough House. And we hear the story, the Berlin story. So,
Oh man, that Berlin story.
so Lamb starts telling this story about Berlin. He said, and that was lockdown. He starts telling the whole story about what was happening and all this other stuff. And it was long and drug out, which is it's supposed to be, because I think they want to get you into it. We can see that Wells is like really wondering what's going on. And remember, he had started smoking a cigarette. Shirley asked where he got it, took the cigarette from him. He said, "You want this too?" Which was the lighter.
Yeah.
So
He
she's
said
got
he
the
was
lighter. And as he's telling the whole story, he gets to the end, and they had all figured out this was their plan. And this is ridiculous. I'm sorry. It really is.
What the story or the plan?
The plan. Okay, so no. What's ridiculous is he specifically meant, hey, you might want to make sure you keep that
It was an aerosol can.
the aerosol can.
Yeah.
So River has the aerosol can. Standish throws the lighter. He creates a flamethrower. Okay, listen, we were all kids. We all did that with Aquanet, right? It does not create that much. All right. These agents should. This is not a war crimes.
So
flamethrower.
So this is what I was thinking, and now after when we're going into this, I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense now. That it definitely was a tall tale, and by him saying all the stuff about the Joe, remember getting caught, and that they burnt his face, they made this blowtorch out of it, basically telling them what to do. It's like, hey, I gave you this lighter, I gave you this. This is how you do this, and telling them the plan in this story.
Okay, the one thing that we forgot before all of this is that because of what JK had said. What JK had said, Lamb had figured it out. He's like, all right, yeah, you're right. They've created this distraction. They've diverted the media, right? They've created this.
Yeah, too many coincidences is the whole point. He was like, there's too many.
The sympathy with the little penguins. They're going after a political figure. That's exactly what JK said. This is the fifth step. They're going after Jaffrey. And they're like, well, the other guys already backed out. And say, well, okay, right there. They're going after Jaffrey. But Wells.
No, Gimbal. Wasn't it Gimbal? That we're going to take out Gimbal. I think that's what he was saying.
I thought they were going after Wells. That's why they had the son there. Or not the Wells.
No.
Jaffrey.
Jaffrey. One of the politicians, but one of the politicians is on his way. They think someone is going to, definitely go. And she just blows him off and doesn't want to call in.
And so that's when Lamb goes into this story. And the story is he's basically telling them, hey, they burnt the feet where he couldn't even stand anymore. And so they basically do this whole thing. Again, these agents have the guns. Now, JK grabs one. River somehow not only starts the fire, but also gets the fire extinguisher and smashes the other one guard in the face.
Oh my Lord! Again, it's like this is assault on a fellow agent. I don't know how this goes. Maybe when this gets word to first chair, but I mean he's dealing with his own issues. Then this all gets squashed. But this just seems overboard.
Lamb and Taverner, they've worked together in the past. She also knows that he's not going to do anything that is going to be, I'm not going to say not detrimental to the country, but he's not going to do anything where he's a terrorist, that he's not going to do something on purpose to cause a problem. He is trying to make it better. He's told them, you need to call her. No, you heard this. He's like, you do it. I don't care.
Yeah. She thinks it's ridiculous. Yeah.
She blows I don't take orders. He's like, well, fine. Just relay the message. I don't care. And they all told her, like, he got up out of his chair. He's serious.
Yeah. Sit down, old man.
Yeah.
Sit down, old man. Again, I get it. This is to frustrate the viewers because we're like, no, how could you talk to him like that? But in general, how could she just act this way to fellow agents? They're not criminals. They haven't been convicted of anything. just come clean, or at least say, you know what? All right, you know what? That's a good theory. Right now, we're running around like chickens without a head. So let me just relay that. Hey, Lamb thinks that there could be some kind of connection. You know, just relay it.
And
What is the
again,
problem?
he's the guy that was a good agent, right? He's just an alcoholic now, but he's still a good agent. We've seen this in the past episodes or in past seasons. So why wouldn't she call either Taverner or Flight and say, "Hey, Lamb has this crazy idea, but it's some sound logic to it."
Yeah.
Just
relay
just
something.
say, "Oh, you just want to embarrass me. You just want to embarrass me."
Oh my Lord. Yeah.
I
And she
don't know
keeps
how
saying,
that would be embarrassing.
well, even what she said, he was what, and he said it. What do you mean embarrassing from what? Oh, because I found your gun. I took your gun, and that's embarrassing to you. Really? Because nobody else knew this about this whole thing with the gun. You know, I don't think they thought that he was going to fake going to the bathroom to grab a gun to then point it at a fellow agent.
Okay,
I don't.
if you look at Lamb, I mean, first off, earlier he's sitting with his feet up on the chair with a hole in his sock and his big toe. All right, there's nothing that's going to embarrass this guy. All right, this guy is an embarrassment.
He just laid off some big fart bombs that, you know what I mean? It's like in front of everyone. And he's like, I warned you. I told you. He doesn't care.
His embarrassment is that she found the gun that he had hidden in the toilet.
Yeah, she doesn't know
that
him.
is like the least of the things you can embarrass.
Exactly. She doesn't know him.
But yeah, this is again, and then after this is when they jump to actually Taverner when she finds out that Roddy had hacked MI5 and that more than likely Tara had found it, or what she saw.
Or no, it's all that because it was the database. Wasn't so much that he hacked in, but he had access to the actual database of everything. And he's like, "Oh, she couldn't have done anything within them." And well, she could have.
We don't know how smart this girl is.
She could have flash drive. She could have taken some pictures of whatever she needed on screen. We don't know.
And that's where it ends. This is a very short episode, 33 minutes.
I mean, the last scene was it a Lamb going outside telling River and JK to go, was it to see Gimbal and to send Shirley to go see Joffrey, just because they don't know which one. One of them is going to be a target. And those are two active politicians right now dealing with all the issues. And that's it. So
and Shirley's still asking for a gun.
Yeah, she's still asking for a gun. Right. It's like, oh man, this was. And the two agents get tied up, and they're just left there tied up, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna pay for this. You're gonna pay for this. None of this makes sense." They had valid information, which, as we know, is going to come to pass. Right?
Yes.
There is going to be an attempt on one of them. They're going to track down the terrorists or whoever they sent over to do this, and then it's going to be like, haha, see, we told you this was happening. Well, JK over here told you this was happening, and you blew it off. You're fired. Right? No, that I don't know. But all right, so let's give our thoughts. Like you said, this was a short episode, a little filler, a little confusing. What do you think? 1 to 10, this episode right now. I'm just wondering.
Ooh, this was a 6.
Nice.
There's a lot built up into it, but again, for as short it is, they could have cut out a lot of things and they could have added it into other episodes. Now, maybe this ends up being like the episode that when we watch the next 3, we go, wow, we really needed that episode. But I feel like I said before, episode 2 of these shows, and I'm not just talking this show, Reacher and everything, that seems to be the setup for the season. I thought that we got that last episode, but now we're getting it again.
Let's see. Yeah, I you know what? I will give it 7.6. I'll make up some random number only because of the fart scene. Both that, the potty, and his comments, just the Lamb situation saved this episode. Yes, it's a lot of fun. I hate the whole Roddy he's clueless into all that. It irks me.
Getting annoying.
It's too annoying. Annoying. That's it. Lock him up. He's done. He's already. That's it. He just gave
you said it while we were talking. Like, he hacked MI5.
That's it.
He is now. First off, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And he specifically said, I showed her that basically he's saying how good he is. I could hack MI5. He hacked MI5 with somebody there.
Yeah.
And
And
he
he
knows
was
who
like,
this is.
and he was like, "Oh, she doesn't care because I did it. Oh, don't worry, it was just to show her that I can do it." I was like, "Why would you show that? Why
Yeah.
would you do that?" And then he gives that whole thing about, "Oh, your spouse and this and that." Again, delusional. You're not married. You just
Yeah.
met this person. Oh, well, that whole thing pissed me off. The one thing that this episode did do is like, well, at least we have more light on what we were getting an idea of. It's some group that's going against climate change, and they're weaponizing. They're getting people from all different walks of life. There are people that are against what's happening in the political realm, also the people that are beggars looking for money and stuff, handouts, and are willing to drop things off, as we saw with that one. And he was like, "Oh, he promised me money. That's it, and some drugs and." Whatever. And I didn't know it was going to go boom or anything. I just thought I was going to drop it off. Still, that's some shady shit. You should know.
It was supposed to be fake blood to
Oh, please.
symbolize.
Oh, my.
But
Think
again,
about it.
He's a homeless junkie, right?
Homeless junkie, but bombs are going off. He sees people running in the street and stuff. He knows.
He's a homeless junkie. I mean, again, again, first off, if you're homeless, I doubt you're watching this. And if you're a junkie, I don't know what else to say to you.
Oh man, wait. We're saying it wrong, man. We're politically incorrect. It's not homeless. What was it? It's how
unhome. Is it unhome?
Unhoused or something like
unhoused, something like that.
Unhoused. Yeah. They changed the term. Unhoused.
I don't understand.
I don't.
You're homeless. No one's calling you something negative.
Yeah, exactly. We're not trying to put the
unhoused.
down.
How is unhoused better than homeless?
Yeah, life is already hard. We get it. We're not. It's like no one's
and
shaming.
Again, I drive through Detroit all the time, and when I see people that actually not even attack, but talk poorly. I had a friend that said, "You know what? You're one paycheck." Not me, but just say, you're one paycheck away from being on the street. So I'm not one of those big people that likes to insult homeless people.
Yeah. No. I mean, exactly. You know what happened in their life, a series of events, depression could have hit in somebody, something happened, and then they just.
But either way, they are homeless, and this guy is a homeless.
Exactly.
And again, he's also an
on
actor,
drugs.
So he's a homeless addict. All right.
And I think that's why they threw that little bit there, because they could have just said, "Hey, I got money. This is what you want." He could have said, "All right, I'll do it for money." But no, they threw in the, "Hey, I think this is what you really want."
Yeah.
With the drugs, they didn't have to do that part. They could have just said this was for the money.
I think it's easier to get somebody to do something.
Yeah.
If they need it, right? So
yeah. He needs to get it fixed.
I do hope the next 3 episodes pick up.
Yeah. This was a short one, some filler. It pissed us off with Roddy. We don't like him as a character now. Let's let him the way of Marcus. I'm okay if something, put Wells to do something dumb with him, and something happens. I'm okay with that. I hope they clear up why the whole crew is being treated like criminals. I
That's
need
something
answers.
they need to.
Yeah,
that is something that Tavener needs to explain. Why did you put them on lockdown?
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is for their own protection, and that Wells went rogue on her own, treating them the way that she did.
People have broken into that place. Take me to the park if you want my protection. All right.
Exactly.
Don't leave me. Don't leave me in some house outside of DC. If you're worried about me, take me to the Pentagon, where other than a plane, nothing's coming into it.
Man, clearly she didn't get the report of everything that happened last season. Then she would know how valuable they are, and it's just whatever. But that was frustrating. But either way, we'll see what happens. Hopefully more information will come to light regarding all this. Again, we don't even know if Tara is a real name, as we found out that all of this could be BS. So
more likely.
But, yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in for our quick coverage. I think that we could say quick compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
Of Slow Horses, episode 3, Tall Tales. All right, everybody. We'll be back next week for episode 4. We're also, I think by the time this goes up, we're going into next week, and then we'll have more of a Tulsa King, because I think we're going into that one for episode 4 as well. They both started at the same time, and they're both only 6 episode seasons. So, All right, everybody. Thanks again. We'll see you next week.
Take care.
Later.